Hello, my friends. Master Sommelier Peter Neptune here. Another edition of my YouTube channel. Special celebration, holiday, Mother's Day, graduation day, special edition, champagne by special request. Keep those cards and letters coming. Much appreciated. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your requests. Thanks for your comments. Please subscribe. And let's just jump right in. I could talk about this subject for days, but I only have 13 minutes. I chose 3 different price points, and I want to just talk a little bit about how you as a consumer can make your dollar go much, much farther. You just got to understand, in champagne, there's basically 2 entities. There's what's called a négociant manipulant, or NM, which are, 100 houses, big names, that buy grapes and make wine and sell it to you and have huge advertising budgets and advertise in the wine magazines. And some of these guys are owned by big conglomerate jewelry companies. LVMH owns a couple big champagne houses, etc., etc. They can make very good wine, no question about it. They can also make very commercial wine and charge way too much for it because you are paying for the advertising and all the tchotchkes and all that kind of stuff that goes to the trade to get them to carry the stuff on the shelf. Then there's the RM, or the récoltant manipulant, or grower producer. They are producers who own their own vineyards and make wine in very small quantities, usually from Grand or Premier Cru villages. And these are the guys that I kind of champion. I got a couple favorite negociants and many favorite RMs, or growers. For my money, the growers are the way to go, and I'll illustrate that to you in today's tasting. But I did choose a really nice negociant. The negociants are responsible. They own about 20% tops of the vineyards in Champagne. There's over 19,000 growers in Champagne. The negociants don't own all the land that they need to make wine. They got to buy grapes from these growers. So the negociants make about 85% of the champagne. I mean, the growers only make about 10 to 15%. And of the 19,000 growers, maybe a couple thousand make wine. The rest make a very good living selling grapes to the big houses. One of those big houses is Gosset. And they're the oldest champagne house. They were founded in Aix-Champagne in 1584. So they're the oldest continuing champagne house. And what I like about them, and I got to hand it to them, is I like their wines a lot. This Grand Reserve is $49.99, so it's a solid $50. They're the only house that really didn't raise their prices during the COVID pandemic. Everybody took advantage of the situation and raised their prices 20 to 40%. And Gosset didn't. This Grand Reserve has remained at $50 for the past 10 years. So my hat's off to them. I got to hand it to them. So let's just jump right in. This is a blend of Grand and Premier Cru villages. And again, I can't give an entire lesson on Champagne, but the villages are given a rating of either Grand Cru, there's 17 villages, or I think there's 41 Premier Cru. And the villages are given this rating, not the vineyards. Vineyards within that given village, yes, of course, they would be Grand Cru, but the village is given the name. So these guys source Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and a little bit of Meunier from Grand and Premier Cru villages. The dosage is 8 grams per liter, and this spends 3 years on the yeast in the bottle, or on tirage. And it's just a really nice bottle of wine for less than they're charging for a very famous brand with a colorful label. Less money. So this just has a gorgeous nose. What I look for in Champagne is the autolytic character, the character of the yeast as it breaks down in the bottle and imparts this beautiful bread dough, croissant, brioche character, and a creaminess to the wine. And this just smells like an apple filling inside a fresh brioche croissant, And it's got a nice lemon curd character. You get a little bit of red apple from the Pinot Noir and a little bit of rye bread character from the Meunier. And the Chardonnay gives us this lemon curd and this apple. It's a very beautiful nose and clearly showing autolytic character, autolysis or autolytic character. Beautiful nose. I can smell that. It's just great perfume. Let's go ahead and taste. Oh, round, a beautiful perlage. So the bubbles are fine, really beautiful on the palate. This is a very, very elegant mousse, M-O-U-S-S-E. And it's just got a really creamy mouthfeel to it. Exactly what I look for in champagne. It's got a nice long finish, and underneath everything is this wonderful minerality, this chalky minerality, which that's what we're looking for. Champagne is chalk. The soil is just chalk. And we're looking for that combination of that elegance and that bread dough, beautiful lemon, apple fruit, and that mineral character underneath. This is a lovely bottle of wine for $49.99, and it's one of my favorite negociant bottlings. This is excellent wine. I mean, this is outstanding wine for sure. I have a feeling we're going to be looking at outstanding here all day long. I chose these on purpose. Next up is the non-vintage. This is a non-vintage brut and there's 20% reserve wine. What's reserve wine? Usually a non-vintage brut like this would be from like the 3 years on Tirage. It was disgorged in 2024, 23, 22, 21. This is probably the 2018 and 2019 vintages combined together with 20% reserve wines. Producers hold back wines under argon gas in the paradis, the paradise of their cellars, and they'll add in reserve wines to compound the nature of the base wine as it goes into the bottle for secondary fermentation. And so these guys are using 20% reserve wine. These guys, Pierre Peters, he's using 50% reserve wine. So this is the Pierre Peters Brut Cuvée de Reserve. It's $67.99, the same price as a very, very commercially produced colorful label that you know. Same price. This is Grand Cru, 100% Grand Cru. All Grand Cru villages. Mostly Les Menil-sur-Oger and a couple others, Ambonnet and Cremant, all located in the Côte de Blanc of Champagne. So this is 100% Chardonnay, Blanc de Blanc, and 100% Grand Cru. 50% reserve wines from a perpetual blend of the 88, 90, 93, and 96 harvests. Think about that. So they keep a perpetual reserve from these old wines under argon gas down in the cellar, and they add that wine into this base wine. Pierre Peters is one of my favorite grower producers. I think they're just absolutely fantastic. They're very famous among sommeliers and people who like grower producer wines. And again, at under $70, you know, this is just screaming bargain if you really think about it. So we would expect with this Blanc de Blanc a beautiful nose of more green apple, a lot of lemon, Meyer lemon, a little bit of lime. There's a lot of minerality here, and we get a sense of a little bit of not quite nuttiness, but there's just this sense of older wine being in here. This smells like really good Burgundy, like, you know, Puligny Montrachet or something like that. And I like to say that really good champagne tastes like really good Burgundy that happens to have bubbles, you know? So this has just got this great nose, very, very elegant, very mineral. And again, that kind of freshly baked bread, freshly baked biscuit character. On the palate, this is really delineated. Very, very delicate mousse. Very, very delicate. I think this is 2 years on Tirage with a dosage of 6 grams per liter. Quite dry, super mineral, super delicate. This is very elegant wine. 100% Chardonnay. We get this kind of lemon and apple and lime, and this just sense, this tastes like Puligny Montrachet with bubbles, like Premier Cru Puligny Montrachet, this outstanding wine. Just a beautiful, beautiful wine. If you want to know what elegance and delicacy means in Champagne, that's a wine for you right there. Pierre Peter's Brut Grand Cru Cuvée de Reserve. I have a special place in my heart for an amazing organization that was created in 1971 called the Club du Trésor, or the Special Club. Originally, it was 12 grower producers who set out to create a club that you could only join by submitting your best bottle of wine, your best cuvée, only from a grower producer, only from estate-grown and bottled grapes, and the wine must be on tirage or on the yeast for a minimum of 3 years. This Club du Trésor was created in 71, now has 24 members. You submit your best wine to a committee that blind tastes the wine twice and has to approve that wine. So this Marc Hebrard 2020 Brut Special Club was approved by the committee, and all the Special Clubs are bottled in the exact same bottle with Special Club embossed on the glass, and the producer then puts their name. But you can see Special Club comes first. Every bottle looks exactly like this, whether it's Jay Lassalle or Paul Barras or Gaston Chiquet, or Goutourbe. They all look exactly like that with then their name. So for me, and this is a $100 bottle of wine, think about Clicquot Grand Dame, $200 a bottle. Dom Perignon, $300 a bottle. Cristal, $336 a bottle. I can drink 3 bottles of this for 1 bottle of Cristal. Nothing against Cristal, nothing against Dom, nothing against Grand Dame. Real good wines. But when I taste these Special Clubs, nothing comes close. These are, in my opinion, the best champagnes. And not a lot of people are aware of them. I'm probably letting the cat out of the bag here. I know $100 is a lot of money, but people are throwing $300 to champagnes that, in my opinion, aren't even in the same ballpark. So I'm super stoked to share this wine with you guys. Beautiful medium lemon color, and on the nose, this is both Grand and Premier Cru, mostly from Aix Champagne, an incredible Premier Cru, a village called Merure-sur-Aix, DZ, as well as Avize and Chouilly in the Côte de Blanc. So this is 70% Pinot Noir, 30% Chardonnay from 50-plus-year-old vines, aged 36 months on the lees with a 5.5 gram per liter dosage. It smells just beautiful, heavenly. Again, we get that kind of apple pear. There's lemon lime. There's the brioche and the biscuit. There's an underlying chalky minerality. There's white flowers, so there's a lot of floral character going on here. Beautiful acacia in bloom, even hawthorn. And it's very ethereal, very, very elegant smelling, and yet there's that beautiful mineral character underneath. On the palate. Oh man, it's just creamy mousse, mouth-filling, gossamer. And it's just got this incredible power and texture, but elegance at the same time. This is like the iron fist in the velvet glove. Longest finish of them all. Incredibly mineral, beautiful concentrated lemon lime. Concentrated, this is like, Corton Charlemagne with bubbles. This is perfect wine. It's absolutely brilliant. The finish goes on and on and on and on, and it's just a really perfect bottle of wine. $100, and I would just take 3 bottles of this for 1 bottle of something else all day long. How do you know whether a person is a récoltant manipulant or an NM? On the back of every champagne label is a little tiny lettering that begins with these initials RM and then has a matriculation number. It basically tells you when this was pressed, where it was pressed, where the grapes were pressed, etc. So you can look at the back of a bottle and see if it says NM or RM. Again, I'm not putting down the NMs at all. The Gosset is a fantastic bottle of wine for 50 bucks. But the RMs are where my heart lies, and if you're celebrating Mother's Day or celebrating a graduation, and you really want to, get out of the normal box, check out, some of these RMs. I think they're just fantastic. This for 50 bucks is about the best $50 bottle of champagne you'll find out there. I think it's just fantastic. So I could talk about this subject all day long, but I hope that you got a little bit out of what we did here and that you go check it out. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.